I'm convinced there isn't anything Emma Frost couldn't enter the mind of when she can enter the mind of cosmic beings like death itself. Like, how the heck do you enter the mind of a conceptual type being, like a literal abstract being? Imagine having two modes, a base form and a diamond mode. Her base form, she seems to be able to blast with psychic bolts that actually not only hurt intangible things like your mind, but actually be able to damage physical stuff. That's evident on how she's able to physically blast people back without it being just psychic. But then there's moments in her base state where she has full-blown telekinesis, where she's affecting the environment, not just your mind. When she sleeps, stuff floats, and then she wakes up, they fall. But then she has a diamond mode where she basically becomes a tank, can punch the highest tier Iron Man armors and damage them, withstand Iron Man's blast, and she can stab her arm through powerhouse inhuman tier beings like Black Bolt and even react to him mid-blitz. Like, you see this blur? That's Black Bolt. She was able to react to him, pierce her hand through him in her diamond mode, and even called him too slow. She sounds like a powerhouse to me, and the video hasn't really got started yet. I mean, her punches do this to strong guy. She can physically keep up with Wolverine tier beings and hit Wolverine tier beings like X-23 hard enough to where they kind of go night-night. Oh boy, y'all ready? Wouldn't it come in handy to have a power to where you can shift and then make the laser more potent because of the way your skin is made? Emma Frost. She's a mutant type being that specializes in telepathic abilities. It's even talked about how she's an Omega class telepath. She even calls herself an Omega class telepath, a world-renowned telepath. I mean, this is the Xavier School, so there's points in time where she teached a precognition class. Even in recaps where they talk about her power, it's talked about how her telepathic abilities rivals even Professor X. Oh, this kind of stuff is reiterated more than once about how she's possibly on par with Professor Xavier. It's kind of proven when Professor X tries to get in somebody's head and he says there's interference, like Emma Frost. Stated here, stop blocking me, Emma. She can block him, Professor X. Even certain adventures, when certain characters are depowered and stuff, there's certain moments in time where she's the mightiest on the planet when it comes to telepathy. They compare her to Jean Grey in this scan. This is definitely a horror movie power. She can technically do some possession type stuff or just transfer minds into another body. So she can basically do the Captain Ginyu Change Now technique from Dragon Ball. She's the perfect character to undo mind-body possession type stuff. When somebody was possessing Scott here, she's the one that got him free. Iceman believes she's one of the strongest psychics on the planet. When it comes to scales of telepathy, it's hard to rank it, but she's apparently higher than level 9, and level 9 is apparently Professor X. Despite Magneto having his helmet on, she can kind of feel his thoughts and emotions, but yeah, he does have mental defenses where it's kind of stopping her though. Stated here, but she can still feel something, apparently. She's real versatile with her telepathy. One of the good things about telepathy is that you can have secret conversations with other people right in their faces without them even know they're being talked about. And if you run a school, I guess you don't have to go on the intercom to tell everybody stuff. You can just telepathically tell everybody what they need to know. Of course, she can do the natural read people's minds, get information. Can read minds, look through your memory. You could almost say it could be a form of spider sense because you can kind of sense other psychic energy to where if somebody's lurking on you, you can kind of know their presence is there. She knows when they're not alone. Not just people, she can sense frogs, birds, insects, and stuff like that. You talking about learning in school being easy? She can give you the ability to be able to speak Chinese. I got a question for you all. Have you ever met a ridiculously dumb telepath type character? Sometimes she just learns stuff from background noise of thoughts just bouncing around. Yo, she's scary when it comes to cheating. Like, I'm talking about relationships. Like, you can literally cheat with her, like, even being miles away because she can just kind of mac with you in your mind or something. Yeah, she like Cyclops. Oh my, can enter your dreams, manipulate your dreams. Yeah, she's obsessed with Scott. She can either do some astral projection or some mental illusion type stuff to look like a ghost to project herself to multiple people at the same time where they all can see her. You see the mental projection? She can basically mask you from danger. She was kind of training a young Jean Grey and she can turn off her psychic powers. It's kind of proven here on how she can stop Kitty from phasing. Emma also can teach you how to not let other telepaths turn off your powers. One of the most famous abilities when it comes to telepath is straight up mind control. Like, she literally held these men hostage. Held themselves hostage. She can edit, modify memories. She can make you feel no pain. She will make you go straight to the hospital, remember nothing of this place, like memory erasure. She can make you vomit uncontrollably. She stopped a horse's heart from beating. she can control parts of your mind that us humans can't control of ourselves. Like, we can't mentally make our heart stop. Like, we can't do that. She can make somebody's heart stop. Can unplug nervous systems, apparently. This is certainly not the last time I'm going over her telepathy in the same video, but I bet you're probably thinking, wait a minute, she's a telepath? Does she have telekinesis? Because usually when you're this high level of a telepath, you usually have some type of telekinesis, right? There's some suspicious occasions of some implications of her having telekinesis. People to this day debate on whether she has it or not, but there's some weird occasions where stuff be floating near her, but then when she wakes up, then the stuff falls down. Like, I probably wouldn't say it's something she specializes in, but there's some implications that she might have some actual telekinesis. Like, this stuff is literally floating. And then you see the same stuff fall when she wakes up. And then there's suspicious occasions when you see the environment. In more newer stuff, newer comics, it was against Kitty Pryde, somebody that can go intangible. It appears she unleashes like some type of telekinetic almighty push type blast. Like, you can see the environment being affected, like wood and everything behind it. And despite her being intangible, it seems like she's having problems getting closer to Emma. Or am I tripping? Like, why isn't she just straight up walking towards her? Like, is she affecting her physically even though she's intangible? I mean, you see the environment acting a certain way. It's implying her projecting some type of telekinesis or something. Like, there's suspicious occasions like this where this guy was comatose, right? Emma Frost comes in the room and suddenly this guy started mimicking her formidable psychic powers, and he was having crazy brain activity, and due to him mimicking her powers, he was subconsciously able to start making stuff float. Stuff like this implies that she might have some low-level telekinesis or something. Yeah, it's talked about how this guy had the power of Emma Frost and he was making stuff and people float. If you're still not convinced Emma Frost might have some type of telekinesis that Emma Frost herself might not ever hardly use, is that when Jean transferred her psyche into the mind of the nearest telepath, which was Emma Frost, she was doing stuff she's apparently not able to normally do. You're saying you're nothing more than just a telepath. Saying she's got some type of telekinetic power. Saying she's been hiding stuff. When it's not her really hiding stuff, it's probably just like dormant and she's not like the best of the best at telekinesis. Everybody is saying this is ridiculous. Frost's powers are nothing like this. There's some implications that her telepathic powers allows her to hit physical things. There's some implications that she has some blast power. Like, there was this being that was trying to pounce on her and she was able to stop it with her blast, like implying to be able to affect it physically. Stopping the physical body of this being. Sometimes it appears that her blast is like a psionic lightning bolt. Like, this occasion right here pretty much proves that these psychic blasts, if they're strong enough, like in this particular situation, she channeled all the remaining power into a telepathic psychic bolt. She was able to blast with devastating effect, leveling a building. So it shows that it affects physical things. Her blasts are like blunt blast type of stuff. Even without her diamond form or nothing, can level buildings with just a raw concussive blast of her psychic bolts. So if you still believe she don't have telekinesis, that's fine. Just know that she has a lot of blast power. So in Marvel Rivals, when you see her moveset of her blasting and hurting people physically with mind attacks, that's probably where they're referencing from the comics. After hearing all this stuff, her making psychic shields in the game makes a lot more sense in the lore wise, right? All this telekinesis or telepathic stuff to the side for a second. This is what you would call her base form. But then if she wants to decide, I don't want to be a Haxie type character, I want to be a fighter in your face type character, to where she gets a diamond form and her statistics even go up by at least 2 notches. I hope you guys aren't tired of me saying this on my channel, but I say this a lot on the channel. They say her strength goes up to be able to approximately lift 2 tons. I'm telling you right now, this is probably an oversimplification. She can more than likely do more. Just a friendly reminder that Marvel themselves dubbed Spider-Man as a being capable of lifting approximately 10 tons. That's like an oversimplification. I've said this a million times because they say he can lift 10 tons, implying that's nearing his limit when we've seen him lift things that are way more than just 10 tons. So when it comes to Emma Frost, she more than likely can just lift more than 2 tons. You see what I mean? Like, take that with a grain of salt. It's because she got like a secondary mutation. In this state, her diamond state, she has no telepathic powers. She says it herself. She loses her telepathy. I guess one benefit about her not being able to use psychic power is that psychic stuff can't reach her brain in general to transform her like other beings. Like, for example, other beings were being transformed into lizards, but in her diamond mode, it blocked stuff to be able to go to her brain. So when other beings get transformed, she doesn't get transformed when they became lizards and crap. Like, she has such a molecular composition to diamond that Her tears are even diamond. As you guys know, Emma Frost is one of those characters. Why would she need to punch you when she's in this form? She's an Omega level telepath like this. She has very little reason to actually punch you. So we don't see many occasions of her physicals in her normal state. We see her picking beings up with one arm and stuff. Like, trust me, stuff like this is way stronger than normal humans, and she's doing this in her base state without the diamond form. When it comes to how hard she can hit, in her base state, we've seen her launch beings this hard through the freaking door, which appears to not be her diamond form. You try to kick a man-sized being made of fully covered ice and see how your legs or fists will shatter. She just kicking Iceman. There's implications she can still scrap it out in her base state though, but she doesn't really have much of a reason to always use this form when she has a diamond form. That's why it has very little showings like this. Now let's talk about the strength of her diamond mode. Anything her base form can do, this form can do better, obviously. In strength, durability, and everything. I mean, the power grid even said it on here. I mean, she's a lot harder. So even if the same amount of force was punched, even in diamond form, it would hurt more because she's more durable, but she's actually physically stronger in this state. Popping nicks like Cassandra Nova's, lifting people in the air, launching people with her kicks, punching with so much force, throwing people to each other, cracking the walls with her hits. She was boxing the X-Men when they were lizardized. The weight of her hits in her diamond form KOs Dakin. In this particular situation, Diamond Emma Frost is able to punch beings through walls. The weight of her hits can damage beings like Jessica Jones. Like, you can see the blood. Just a friendly reminder, the stuff that we've seen Jessica Jones endure. Like, I'm talking about being close to a big blast this huge and just gets back up right after that. Look at these explosions she's in the middle of. She treats it like no big deal. Jessica, what is all these crazy explosions she's right next to that sends cars and concrete flying? Yo. And she's good. Now you see why Diamond Emma Frost doing this to Jessica Jones is amazing. This kind of stuff with Jessica Jones' durability, this kind of stuff implies that Diamond form Emma Frost, without even using energy projection or nothing, just straight up level a building, punch it down in her diamond mode. There's some implications that Emma Frost's durability is even better than her enhanced strength because Jessica Jones, somebody that also has super strength, resorts to using weapons even though she has super strength. Like, she's apparently afraid to break her fist on her face, implying Emma Frost's durability is insane. Keep in mind, this is what Jessica Jones can do with her punches. There's been legit trucks slammed on her and she's okay. We've seen her box a magma manipulator. Her skin is able to resist this type of being. Now, there's some glimpses that she could be a powerhouse, possibly, like based on what she can do to Iron Man's armors, withstand his blasts and such. Like, there's certain attacks she doesn't even flinch from. Even if Gambit is one of them shooting at her. We've seen her in her diamond form box it out with Wolverine tier type beings and make her drowsy. Laura, aka X-23, go night-night. I mean, she's the kind of person that can pierce your body in her diamond form, so it makes sense. Damage and punch this being known as Maggot, a very strong being in Marvel known as Strong Guy. We see her punching, sitting, flying in her diamond mode. This is the same Strong Guy we've seen box with Planet Buster level beings like Professor Hulk and stuff, guys. Let this sink in. That's why she's a tank for doing this. Hawkeye's arrows are a waste of time. Her durability is so insane, there's some implication. You could hit her with a nuke and she would be able to survive it thanks to her diamond mode. In diamond form, she feels no pain, but she survived the destruction of Genosha. Like, you see this island? Like, look at this place. Like, you see her just chilling and you see this big bull crap happen. Like, I'm talking about the population being drowned out this fast. Like, look at all this mess. But Emma survived all of this madness. In this occasion, she got blasted by Cyclops. On more than one occasion, she has been hit by Cyclops' blast. Right here, it was a teen Cyclops, and he had his goggles on, suppressing his true power, but miraculously, somehow, without his goggles, she's able to withstand the full power of his blast somehow. Like, without even freaking flinching. Like, what? I mean, Cyclops is the type of guy that has the kind of energy blast that can rip small planets in half. So technically saying she can withstand a nuke in her diamond form is an oversimplification. Let's just say her diamonds are way harder than normal diamonds. If she can just stand there and let Cyclops blast her without his goggles on. Even though in the past it stated that his blast can rip apart small planets. Hey, look, I'm not saying she's stronger than Hulk or anything like that, but hey, she did take some hits from Hulk, of course. Underrated powerhouses like Colossus we've seen her be hit by. She's been hit by Asgardian tears like Valkyrie. The reason why Emma deflecting blasts from Iron Man, it's like this particular suit Iron Man had. This Iron Man has countered Magneto before. Despite Magneto amplifying himself with the energy from Jupiter's magnetic field, like, you know, Magneto can amp himself with planetary objects. Iron Man countered the same Magneto, and this is the same Iron Man that we see Emma Frost tank blast from. That's why I said there's implications she's like a planet-shattering level type being, especially when it comes to her durability. One of the craziest feats for her of all time is when she got blasted by Celestial Energy Blast. It did damage her, but it should have done more, honestly. But yeah, it did get rid of her arm, but yeah, it should have definitely done more. That's still a feat, I would say. You may think taking flames from Firestar isn't nothing, but guys, Firestar is the same being that has so much blast power she can blast a planet apart. Now, when it comes to her being able to punch up there with the powerhouses up there in their weight class, there's some implications of that, especially with this occasion with Black Bolt. Do you guys have respect for Black Bolt? She hit Black Bolt in his voice, so he can't say a word. And apparently in her diamond form, she can pierce Black Bolt. Like, I'm talking about all the way through her whole hand going through his chest. Like, Black Bolt is a guy that we've seen get hit by some of the strongest beings in the Marvel Universe, even Gladiator, beings that have planet pulverizing force or power and higher. I mean, somebody like Gladiator is somebody we've actually seen destroy punch planets apart. So he's out here making worlds into corpses. Black Bolt doesn't have featherweight durability. He's been getting hit by Hulk tears over and over again. Just to give you an example of what Black Bolt has withstood, like I'm talking about crazy large explosions that are powerful enough to blow a hole in space and time. This was an explosion that was at least 6 light years, because they say it's parsecs across. Like, this explosion was at least 6 light years. Just in case you don't believe me about the parsecs thing, they say it themselves, saying it was a light years across. Black Bolt survived this kind of stuff. Solar system leveling type of blast. Explosions. T-bomb explosions. Now you see why her being able to pierce powerhouses like Black Bolt kind of imply her diamond form could be up there with the heavy hitters. Beings that can withstand suns exploding and stuff. You don't make injuries like this from being leagues weaker than somebody on this tier. I mean, Black Bolt's the same guy. What narration says he's a close second to Hulk in strength, meaning that the Hulk got him, but like he's up there with Hulkish type beings. What they're trying to say is that he's in somewhere in his neighborhood. And this is the being that Emma Frost is piercing. You see what I mean? Do you think she can consistently pierce powerhouse tiers like Black Bolt, or you think that was just a one-time thing? When it comes to her fighting speed, just like a lot of Marvel characters, she's superhuman in that regard as well. She can shift in her diamond form pretty quick to where even when she's not paying attention, she's fast enough to shift into her diamond mode fast enough to where the knife can't hurt her. Like, I'm talking about sniper bullets. You can literally see the bullet mid-flight, and you can see her diamond mode instantly make it deflect. The best bet is to catch her off guard with a bullet before she can go diamond mode. But what are the odds you're going to hit her before she controls your mind or just goes in diamond mode and all your bullets ricochet off of her? Can shift into diamond mode before this energy thing can hit her. She can turn into diamond mode easily before hitting the ground in this particular situation. Her power can activate via her wheel in 1/100th of a second. Yeah, she can shift in 10 milliseconds. Cyclops' optic beams are known to be the speed of light. Also stated here, here, and here. And Cyclops' blasts were mid-flight here, and Emma was able to transform into her diamond mode fast enough to block this and counter. So her reflexes can react to light speed stuff. I mean, it's even talked about here on how Black Bolt's too slow. So her combat speed isn't an issue. But like I said earlier, if all else fails, if all of this isn't enough to convince you she can do all this stuff physically, at the end of the day, she's a high-end hacks type character. And at the end of the day, she could technically beat beings that are physically stronger than her because of mind abilities and stuff. I mean, if she shuts you down or makes you go to sleep from your mind, what are you supposed to do? What is you being stronger going to do against that? You know what I mean? She's a titan in this regard. Like, Wonder Man, I would agree, has more muscle strength than her, but she can still do major damage to powerhouse tiers despite them being this strong. She mind blasts Storm and make her kind of drowsy. She can permanently scramble brains, for Pete's sake. In distress, she can do damage to Rachel Gray's super strong telepath tier being. She even does major damage against beings like Exodus. She's done major damage to beings like Havoc. Yo, she's shielding beings from the Phoenix Force itself, guys. She can't overwhelm cosmic type beings like Death, which makes sense. These are abstract level beings, I guess. But at the same time, when they work together against Thanos, we know Thanos is a strong telepathic type being. And I think it's incredible that she can affect Thanos like this. She even went as far as saying she could apparently kill Thanos right here with her telepathy. She's attacked as Guardians, like Valkyrie. Yo, this is scary that she can knock out her whole school campus. She can put reality warpers like Jim Jaspers in a coma. Yo, she freezes the Avengers mid-flight, guys, with her mind power. She made a psychic backlash to do damage to Jean Grey. She's mighty enough to shield people during the House of M event when Scarlet Witch like warping reality and stuff. It helped them to remember anyway, despite them not supposed to remember. I mean, sure, this was a team effort, but this is absolutely insane. They was working together to put a telepathic collar around the Phoenix itself. So you got an understanding of how she is most of the time without no type of temporary powers, but you know she has to have her fair share of temporary powers too, right? Like imagine her diamond form and everything I've just said, but with the added benefit of being a Phoenix Force user. Phoenix Emma Frost. I mean, she does this to Wanda, takes full-blown hits from Hulkish tier beings and retaliates. I think this is an obvious example of her being amped up because I don't think normally she would be able to do Thor this easily, but when powered up by the Phoenix, she just does Thor dirty just with normal strikes and such, making him sleepy. They straight up say winner Emma Frost. This is kind of a crazy feat for Thor, but Thor actually shattered her diamond form. But yeah, she's a Phoenix avatar, so she can kind of heal up from this kind of stuff, put herself back together, and just kick the ever-living crap out of Thor. Yeah, Thor level beings can produce stuff that are similar to Big Bangs with their heads, make shockwaves that go across all planes of reality, shockwaves that travel across the entire universe, shaking universe, that type stuff. That's the kind of stuff that Emma Frost is beating up, like Thor is centric tier beings. With this new level of Phoenix Force type power, there's implications her being able to beat Thor that easily, even if it's one part of the Phoenix that's still insanely powerful still, and being able to beat him that easily implies she can shake the whole universe, similar to the stuff that Thor and powerhouses do and stuff. Even claws that can pretty much cut anything have issues doing real damage to Emma in this state, just countering her, countering X-23. Like even when she's not in diamond form, Phoenix state, she gets cut by these claws and just is back up like nothing happened. It's almost like she don't need her diamond form to be a powerhouse in this state. Naturally, being a Phoenix Force user, she can manipulate flames. Well, it's not even debatable in this Phoenix Force state. She has full-blown telekinesis. She can just full-blown fly like this, way faster than the speed of light, just like the other Phoenix Force users. She can even get smashed in the ground by Hulk himself and get back up. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think she has too much power as the Phoenix? Let's get off this temporary power because we know she don't keep this. She don't really need it to be a threat anyway. Did you guys know she was this impressive? You probably didn't. Respect Emma Frost. But before I get going, do me a favor and like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and thanks for the donations, everybody. Respect Emma Frost. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.